Elemental Synergy is live, and as a bonus, you can get 500 free energy just for logging in. Don't forget to claim yours.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Elemental Synergy. Now, this event is really focused on Titan artifacts, specifically the ancient Titan artifact chests. These are full of random resources that you can use to level up your Titans. There is some stats that I want to talk about. A little boring, I know, but we should probably talk about it. On the Hero Wars Guide website, we have the Elemental Synergy event right here. You can just click on it, kind of go into it. You can see a 101% return on investment down here in the bottom right hand corner. It's a little misleading, okay? The emerald value of all of the items, of the total rewards that you can get for this event, is down here, right? The ancient Titan artifact chests are valued at 492. I'm sorry, they're valued at 84,732 emeralds if you get all 492. This is one of the handful of Titan events where you can get artifact seal chests as a reward. You have the elemental tournament certificates, and finally gold. So the return on investment is referencing how much emeralds that you spend, or like emeralds, like, you know, an item that has an emerald value, you know, something like that, towards this event. How much do you get back? And this is one of the very few events that actually has above 101%. And that's because of the sheer quantity of these ancient, let's see, here we go, of the ancient Titan artifact chests. The bad news about this is, since it's a random chest, you don't really know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get good stuff, sometimes you don't. And oftentimes, especially the longer you play the game, or even if you're a brand new free-to-play or budget player, you're going to get artifacts for Titans that you don't really care about too much. And, you know, that's okay, because eventually you will want to have all of your Titan artifacts maxed out. You do get a ton of the essence of the elements to level up those Titan artifacts, which is the key thing for me. That and the seal fragments, which you can't actually buy anywhere. You can only earn them in events like this, or randomly out of the elemental artifact spheres, that, you know, the big money blue balls, as it were. They do turn into more artifact chests, though, so that's actually pretty nice. 22 turns into like 15-ish. You know, there's some math equation that says for every 10 that you have, every 10 chests that you have, you actually will end up opening roughly 3 times that, so 30 chests. So if you have 5 chests, that will turn into 15 total chests. If you have 100 chests, that'll turn into, you know, roughly 300 chests. It's not an exactly one-to-one kind of thing, but it is pretty good. Now, at the top of the video, I discussed free energy. Now, there are social media posts all over the place, but if you can't find them, get Titan artifacts. This is my Elemental Synergy, you know, it's back event post. I've got the links right here. So if you're a web player, click this link to get 500 energy. If you're a Facebook player, click this link to get 500 energy, and you'll be good. You'll be good there. You get the 500 energy to show up in your mailbox. Leave it in your mailbox until an event, you know, is there that you want to use. You know, you don't have to use the energy during this event. You don't have to use the energy today, as a matter of fact. So, you know, just be mindful of that. I also have a full guide on which Titan artifacts that I recommend that you level first. If you've got some time, check that out as well. And the complete guides to the event, you know, if you really want to. But, you know, what we're talking about here is roughly the same thing. Now, one thing that I do want to point out to everybody is the lineup of events. So Weaving Patterns and Elemental Synergy don't have a ton of overlap, but they have a little bit with the Forgotten Treasury. But right here, we have a 4-day overlap. Legacy of the Great Ones, Hero of Tournament Power, the Emerald Waterfalls, and then Elemental Synergy. Now, my guess is the new hero that was announced last week, or teased last week, the new hero event, their resources will be part of the reward structure for the Hero of Tournament of Power. You know, we saw that with the Folio event. We saw that with the Lyria event. The rewards were part of the currency for that event. So I would say, if I were making a decision on whether I would spend my resources today to take care of this triple dip, or if I wanted to do it during this right here, I would say wait until the Tournament of Power is live. And even then, you know, if you're planning on spending emeralds, waiting until Emerald Waterfalls is live, and Legacy of the Great Ones. You know, some people really like to spend emeralds on events like this because Titan artifacts are a big push right now, because, you know, the higher artifact level, the higher Titan hero level, and with the new totem fusion that's about to launch. I'm not really sure when that's going to happen, but whenever that does launch, then there will be a greater amount of coverage and discussion about Titan fighting and all of that. So not a bad event to spend on, especially considering that it is 101%. But before we go, I want to just discuss real quick how to use this calculator. You can see that you have line graphs here, and there's some of them are smooth and some of them are zigzagging on all that. You can actually adjust this line. Okay, so for example, you can say, well, let's say hypothetically that you've spent 7,500 emeralds on this event. You could see that if you spent, another 2,500 emeralds, that would put you at a nice little peak right here, right? But if you spent the next little batch, another 5,000 emeralds or whatever, you're going to start decreasing in value, decreasing in return on investment, right? Until you start to creep back up on this far side. So you can kind of decide for yourself that maybe 10,000 emeralds is the hard cap for this event, and even then 1,000 emeralds is actually the best value for spending emeralds on this event until you spend again 65,000. So the majority of you should stop at 1,000 emeralds spent on this event, okay, for whatever reason, and you can see that the event will adjust itself. The return on investment goes up to 121. Right? That's a nice higher. The special event quests will decrease because you can't possibly finish these last two nodes unless you spend all of these extra emeralds. But you can finish everything else, the login, the spend energy, the outland chests. But you can also make the decision here to only spend, let's see, come on, there we go, 2,500 energy, right? And that's the peak of that line graph, okay? And as you start to spend more, it gets less. The return on investment is even higher, right? But still, you're going to have different issues. You're going to have to, let's see if we can make this. There we go. 177 if you only spend 1,000 emeralds and 2,500 energy. And you can technically complete everything else without spending any more emeralds on it. This would be what I would recommend the average player do. Now, having VIP 5 is its own discussion. A lot of you are going to be VIP 1 or VIP 0, and that's going to change things as well. It's going to lower the return on investment. Let's go back down to here. There we go. Still 135 is still pretty good, but not too bad. If you have VIP 5 and you only spend that 1,000 and yeah, there you go. Then this is what the majority of you, I think that I would recommend you get into as far as event spend. So on screen, I've got I got a video discussing the best Titans to spend and level up your artifacts first, in my opinion, as a Hero Wars enthusiast. If you're curious about it, or if you're still trying to decide what Titans to build, take a look at that video. It will be extremely helpful to you. Don't forget that we do live stream Monday through Friday. The schedule is on screen now. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.